Hey guys, I'm in some serious hot water right now. Let me fill you in on what's been going on. So, this past weekend, I was out doing what I'm normally doing, fixing signs that have bad grammar. And I snapped a couple of photos real quick. So, I added the ly to the sign so it was an adverb instead of an adjective. Drive slow. How do you drive? You drive slowly. There was this sign at a little bakery, and that was mistaken, so I asked the owner to fix that. I, corporate Popeyes, I thought they would do better, but I talked to the manager. He was going to get that taken care of, and then finally went over to Highland Park Junior High, and they just had nothing going for him. But anyway, so as I was doing this strange man walks up to me, and he starts yelling at me. He gets all pissed off at me that I'm fixing all these grammar signs, and frankly, he threatened my life. And well, I was able to snap a photo of him. And this guy, his name is Yoda, he hates good grammar. And so I'm at the school and I'm hiding out because I don't want him to find me. And I've got some last little grammar tips I want to make sure you know before this guy finds me. So we're going to try to get through those pretty quickly. So anyway, hopefully Yoda won't be finding me before you write these down, but get these notes, get them taken care of real nice. So here we go. Choosing the right word. It's versus its. These are two different words with two different meanings. It's, without an apostrophe, is a possessive, right? It's like his or hers, except instead of a masculine or feminine entity, it's a non-gendered entity. Let's look at an example. A lie gets halfway around the world before a truth has a chance to get its pants on. That was said by Winston Churchill, right? So, whose pants are those? Truth. The truth. Truth is not masculine or feminine. The truth just is, right? So you need to use its. It's with an apostrophe equals it is. Let's look at an example of that. There is nothing in the world like the devotion of a married woman. It's a thing no married man knows anything about. That was by Oscar Wilde. And the way to check, or the way to see, is to substitute it is into the sentence. Let's go back to that Churchill quote real quick. A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get it is pants on. Well, that doesn't make any sense, not at all. So clearly you need to use the other one, and that's the trick, to substitute it is. A little practice sentence here for you. Its is one of the hardest courses in its history. Which its is wrong? Oh God, Yoda's coming in. Guys, I'm gonna hide, and Alright, we're gonna have to go through this really quickly. Which its is wrong? It is one of the hardest courses in it is history. If you did your substitution, you know that second one is wrong. Okay, next one. Here we go. There versus there versus there. Three different words. There, as you see, is possessive like his, hers, and its. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Whose names are those? Well, your enemies. JFK said that. There, with an apostrophe, equals they are. Again, do that substitution. Leaders aren't born, they're made. And they're made just like anything else through hard work. A terrible human being said that, Vince Lombardi. Lastly, there is a place, but it also has their various functions. So over there, for instance. There are known knowns. These are things that we know that we know. There are known unknowns. That is to say, there are things that we know we don't know. But there are also unknown unknowns. There are things that we don't know we don't know. Donald Rumsfeld said that. He was Secretary of Defense under George W. Bush. But anyway, there, in addition to being a place, is kind of the catch-all for all sorts of other theirs. Make sure you get these three squared away. Do a substitution. If it's not they are, look and see if it's possessive. If it's not possessive, then the correct there must be this last there, this catch-all. Okay, and Yoda's in this room right now hunting after me, And so I've recruited some people to help me out. I've got these guys with the bikes. They're going to be helping me out, hopefully, in this quest to put Yoda in his place. So, another choosing the right word situation. Who, who versus that versus which. Alright? So we learned who. No, we didn't learn that one yet. Who versus that versus which. There are two rules that we need to look at with these. Rule number one, who refers to people. That and which refer to things. Okay? Marshall is the one who rescued the bird. That who refers to Marshall. Marshall is a person. Robin is on the team that won first place. That refers to the team. Team is a thing. Lastly, Ted is an architect, which is a job I once dreamt of having. Right? Make sure you have those squared away. There's one more rule, however, with regards to who, that, and which. Rule number 2 is this. That introduces essential clauses, while which introduces non-essential clauses. I do not trust products that claim all natural ingredients, because this phrase can mean almost anything. We would not know which products were being discussed without the that clause. That all natural ingredients phrase is essential for this sentence to make sense. If we took it out, I do not trust products, because this phrase can mean almost anything. That doesn't make sense. Which products are we talking about? It is essential for the meaning of the sentence. Oh God, guys, he's like right over me. I'm hiding under my desk and he's shuffling the papers up. We gotta hurry. We're almost through. We're almost through. The product claiming all natural ingredients, which appeared in the Sunday newspaper, is on sale. This time, that product is identified. Which is non-essential. It doesn't matter if it appeared in the Sunday newspaper. The product claiming all natural ingredients is on sale. The sentence still makes sense. All right, so who, that, which, two rules: people versus things, and essential versus non-essential. Make sure you get those squared away. And note, in these two examples here, essential clauses do not have commas surrounding them, while non-essential clauses are surrounded by commas. So that interrupting cow, those are all non-essential phrases. That's something to bear in mind. Okay, who versus whom. Who is a subject of a sentence? A subject of a sentence is, of course, performing the action. Who is throwing the ball to Kyle? Whom is an object. It is receiving the action. Kyle is throwing the ball to whom? Right? Here's the trick. Here's something to bear in mind. It's what I call the M posse. You get your M posse together and you substitute him into the sentence, because him is also an object. If him makes sense, whom is right. If he makes sense, who is right. Let's do a quick substitution with our Kyle sentence. Kyle is throwing the ball to him. That makes sense, so we would use whom. Him is throwing the ball to Kyle. That sounds strange. He is throwing the ball to Kyle. Oh, now that makes sense. Who is what we're going to need. All right, I also have these whom owls who are out in the trees. Hopefully they are warning people of this terrible Yoda human creature. He might not even be human. Nobody knows. Anyway, last thing we need to look at is consistent verb tense. This is really, really important, and I really hope I get this out before Yoda comes, and I don't know what he's gonna do, except for I don't know. Okay. Another issue, you gotta look at verb tense and making sure it's consistent throughout. You can shift tenses, but only when you need to let your reader know that events are happening in a specific time frame. So, for example, let's look at this. Lexi passed the exam. An excellent student. She had studied the night before. Notice the helping verb had right here. What it does is informs the reader that we're having some sort of shift in time. Lexi passed the exam. That's in the past. Reading the sentence, we know that that was probably today, but not necessarily. So, she had studied the night before. That tells us that that time frame is before she passed the exam. So there's a shift verb tense, and in this instance, it's okay. Let's look at another example. This passage has a verb tense crisis. Similarly to me having a Yoda wants to kill me crisis, this paragraph's got some issues. Let's read it. As a teacher, I knew that Jamie could not learn with hunger foremost in his mind. For him, the purpose of school is not only to learn the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, but it was also to serve as a social function. Since Jamie was only a child, he is also starved for interaction with other children his age. This sentence, or this paragraph, is jumping back and forth between past and present, and it confuses us. Since Jamie was only a child, it makes me think he is older now, but then it says he is also starved for interaction with other children. Now I think he's young again, so the message is not clear. So to solve it, you can do one of 2 things. The verbs must be consistently in the present tense. As a teacher, I know that Jamie cannot learn with hunger foremost on his mind. For him, the purpose of school is not only to learn the 3 R's of reading, writing, and arithmetic, but is also to serve as a social function. Since Jamie is an only child, he is also starved for interaction with other children his age. That's one way to solve it. Or you can put them all in the past tense. As a teacher, I knew that Jamie could not learn with hunger foremost on his mind. For him, the purpose of school was not only to learn the 3 R's of reading, writing, and arithmetic, but it was also to serve as a social function. Since Jamie was an only child, he was also starved for interaction with other children his age. Be consistent. Keep an eye out for that. Lastly, here's what I need you to do. Take this information. If I don't make it back, you must pass this information along. And the way I want you to pass that along is by writing a sample sentence using each of the following words correctly. Yes, who is on there twice because we used it in 2 different ways this time. So practice these. Then also write a sentence with incorrect verb tense, and then I want you to fix it. Crap.
I don't see what I have.
Yoda, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'll try not to do it anymore. I'll try my hardest.
No,
Please.
try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
Yoda, please. Please don't kill me. I've got so much to live for. I'm so young yet.
Mr. Miller, death is a natural part of life.
No!